Hello YouTubers, Tutankamon here. Out of the 1 million benchmarks I have done on the GTX 1070, I have forgotten to benchmark 3Dmark and all its benchmarks. So today is 3Dmark day. In this video I'm going to benchmark Firestrike in all its three implementations on a single GTX 1070. As always, this is a digital recording which is done on an external recorder. So what you will see in this video will be pure performance. The system is Core i5-2500, which is overclocked to 4.8 GHz. There it is. And the graphics card, it has 16 GB of memory first, and then the graphics card is a GTX 1070 made by KFA2. It is the EX model, latest force were installed, and it is also a little overclocked in order to boost at 2 GHz, something a little difficult for 3Dmark. It is a very heavy benchmark, but hopefully it will go there. So I'm going to start with Firestrike, then go to Firestrike Extreme and then the Ultra, and I will do some comparisons with my GTX 970. The first run is done already, so let me see if I can go result file contained not scores. In your face. So this is my score, 14,000, but I need to compare with my GTX 970. So I want the fire strike of the 970 with the 2500. I want this one, and let's see what kind of performance difference we are getting. I really love this benchmark. Everything is where it should be. You have the differences of the 3Dmark, of the scores, of the graphics, of the physics, of everything. Excellent, excellent job from FutureMark. So, in the graphics score we can see that the GTX 1070 is whooping 56.8% faster than the 970. The physics score of course is the same, it is the same CPU. The combined score is also a lot higher, probably due to the better compute of the GTX 1070. Graphics test 1, graphics test 2, everything is faster. The physics test is the same of course, since we're talking about the same CPU. Very good, very good, above 50% for this run. And let's see how the GPU usage was. We do see that it is not maxed out all the time. It is running at 97-98%. This is not exactly a CPU limit. I'm afraid this has to do with the PCI Express bus, since this is an old system and only has PCI Express 2. The encoding of PCI Express 2 has a lot of driver overhead, so we may be losing some performance here, but I will come back to verify that at some later point with a better system. It is upgrade time for me. CPU usage is maxed out on the physics tests, and let's see if the core clock is indeed at 2 GHz. We do not have a limit. Memory usage is quite low. Video RAM, that is at 1 GB, 1 and something, 1 and a little, as we say. So let me close this and go to benchmarks and continue with the extreme version of Firestrike, which will also be compared with the GTX 970. I forgot to turn off the stupid demo. Yes, I don't want you, my friend. Ooh, I have a valid score. Okay, so the extreme run has also finished. Let's try to compare the results online. Yes, I know that you told me before. It seems that it wants two tries in order uh, to work. So let me add my uh, 970, sorry. I want my 970 extreme result, which is this one. It is almost a year back, but that's okay. So once again, for Firestrike Extreme, sorry, the graphics score is 63% higher compared to the GTX 970. A huge difference, of course. The combined score is also at that level, 66%. Graphics test 1 a lot faster, graphics test 2 even worse, I mean even better for the 1070. Physics test, and which is essentially the CPU score, is not a lot different, since this is the same system, and the combined is indeed a lot faster. Actually the difference is 2 years back. Yes, sorry, my mistake. In any case, these are about similar runs, because they were made with 6 to 7 month old drivers, so it is essentially comparing the same thing. And let's go to the Ultra test, Firestrike Ultra, the 4K one. Things are getting really tough in this resolution, but I am expecting the 1070 to be even faster on this resolution due to the increased video RAM. I forgot to show you the MSI Afterburner graph, but that's okay, we can watch it later. And the Ultra Firestrike is also finished. So let's see the comparison in 3Dmark website. I'm going to add this to the comparison. I'm going to my results, 3Dmark, Firestrike, and I need to find my GTX 970 with the 2500. That's it for the Ultra preset. Yes, what am I trying to compare? Firestrike Ultra. Wait a minute. Firestrike Ultra. Firestrike Ultra. How to compare? Okay, thank you. There is something weird going on at some points with the results browser. So I need once more my GTX 970 benchmark at Ultra with the 2500 add to compare. Finally, thank you. And the story continues. Graphics core is more than 60% faster than the GTX 970. The same goes for the graphics test, both of the graphics tests. The physics test is not much faster. Yes, it is a little faster, possibly due to the strength of the 1070 at 4K resolution. Minimal increase, of course, because it is the CPU that does most of the job in this case. We have the physics cores also a little higher due to it being run at 4K. I think it is run at 4K at least. Anyhow, and the combined test is also a lot higher. I'm sure this is run at 4K. It is evident by the 64% performance increase. Very good, very good. So, in order to close this video, let's see the Messiah graphs. This is the extreme run of the 1070 and this is the ultra run of the 1070. We do see that in these increased resolutions GPU load is now maxed out. It is not at 97 and 98 at the default, as in the default Firestrike. CPU usage goes up in the combined and the physics tests. That's okay. Not much to see here except maybe, oh yes, the CPU temperature are important. No, they are very good, no problems. And of course we need to see the core clock of the video card. It is at 2 GHz for all runs. The video RAM is at 1.2 GB for the extreme. for the first test, 1.8 gigabytes for the second test, 1.6 for the third test. Actually this is a combined, it is a fourth test. And for 4K we need 1.8 for the first, 3 gigabytes for the second, and 2.3 gigabytes for the last benchmark. I'm going to leave this benchmark in my video channel database. I hope you find it interesting. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in my next 3Dmark benchmarking video.